Hi guys, I'm Vernon Kid here. Welcome back to my comic review. Actually trying something new this time, something different, something new, something fresh. So I'm going to break up my review this time. So welcome to episode 145.1 in a sense. 3 parts, Indies, DC, and Marvel. I'm going to break them up. So this time around, the only books that you're going to see me review is all the indie books I got for this week. And I got a few. Got from Boom, IDW, Dark Horse, Hermes Press, Dynamite, of course, and Zenescope. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to kick this off with Boom Studios' George Perez's Sirens. It's kind of cool. It has 2 covers. It's got this cover, and then on the back it has BAM Studios, BAM Comics Sirens. This is issue number 3 of this 6-part mini. Now I'm kind of getting an understanding of what is going on. There's a twist to the whole story of the Sirens and why it seems like the world is flipping out and going out of jeopardy and things like that. Not gonna spoil it, but now I'm understanding, and it's in the beginning of it, and I'm looking at them like, really, Mr. Perez? Kind of shocked. But the best way I think I can describe this issue
is the classic Genesis game Comic Zone. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Move on to Dark Horse, and we'll kick this off with none other than Captain Midnight, number 20. Joshua Williamson. This is Michael Bassard. Yeah, if I butcher your name, I apologize, sir. This is Captain Midnight's the Mark for Death story arc that's been going on, that started in X. Now it's starting here. And
this was a really good espionage issue where Captain Midnight breaks into the group known as Black Sky, a prison, and he and one of his what's the name of the villain? The teleporter. I'm trying to remember what his name is. I can't remember his name though. But they break into the prison, and Captain Midnight he's looking for information about the Archanons and all that. Really good storytelling as well, but good espionage, back and banter between Captain Midnight and his quote-unquote partner in this. Cap looks really cool in his all-black costume. He's not wearing the traditional red, the costume you see here on the cover. And I always love these covers. These covers are just beautiful. But the ending is really interesting, because once Cap gets the information that he needs, he realizes that he has to pay a visit to a certain city known as Arcadia, and we all know whose city that belongs to. So we're going to see Captain Midnight and X face to face in the next issue. I thought this was good. Very good. Continue in Dark Horse, and we'll go with Conan, the Avenger. Fred Van Lint, Brian Chin, Michael Adiyeh. I hope I'm saying your name right too. Once again, I really wish the artwork was like the cover. The cover's beautiful. This is issue number 11. This is part 5 of the Damned Horde story arc. Conan has been poisoned by a virus, or as they call it, a madness plague. The main antagonist in here, who is a wizard known as Thamakarafa, I think that's how I say his name. If I butchered it, I apologize. And he's looking for. He has taken one of Conan's allies with him, and he expects to unleash the power of something that Conan is trying to stop. I don't want to spoil everything. We finally get to see the Damned Horde in this issue finally, which is really funny. Don't want to spoil what they look like, but I'll tell you one thing: they ain't human. That's all I'm gonna say. They're not human. How does Conan battle the plague or so? He gets help from an unlikely, well, I shouldn't say an unlikely ally, but he gets help from someone very important. And I apologize for that news. But still good. Alright. Continue with Dark Horse. Tomb Raider 13. First of all, the cover is nice. It's a nice cover. No more Lady Gale on, but Rhiannon Pratchett fully control of the story now. And in this issue, we see Laura still in London
with the rest of her friends, and each one of them are being followed by this hooded figure. They all leave, are following them. Laura is having like a daily run in the London Museum while nobody's around. Like this is how she works out. It's kind of interesting. And unfortunately, these individuals get hold of them, in a sense, get their attention. Now we find out that the individuals, they're known as what are they called? Oh God, what's the name of the group? What are they called again? Tick tock. Trying to remember their name. Their bandit group, known as Las Serpentes Concasmenta. Basically, they're called the Snakes Who Walk. They basically give Laura and her friends who survived the island an ultimatum. They find out that the people Laura thought who also came with her on the island are alive, and they have them. So you either pay us or we're dead. So Laura finally pays a visit to her uncle, who she doesn't really like as much. She's not really, doesn't care too much about him. But he is in charge of the Croft estate, which is supposed to be handed over to Laura on her 21st birthday. Now, this clearly, once again, dates how old Laura is in this. So she is 21 in this, just like in the game. And the Croft estate and the money is supposed to go to her. And she's going to use that to get her friends back. Unfortunately, her uncle is a dick. And you clearly see what she wants to do to her uncle, but she's not doing it. And it gets very interesting from there, especially where Laura and her friends may have to go to rescue their friends. And the reason why they go into
this country is actually really funny, especially to all my cryptic zoologist fans out there. It's really cool. Won't spoil what it is. Alright, so we move on to Dynamite, Vertigo, Django, Zorro. Number 4. Quentin Tarantino, Matt Wagner continue to do a great job with this sequel to Django Unchained. So we left off where Django finally got to see El Zorro for the first time. He finally got to see the man in the black for the first time, and he's really intrigued by him. Like, who is this guy? He's starting now to really kind of question, does Don Diego really need me as a bodyguard? He really starts to understand that Don Diego doesn't like being around all these bigots and assholes like the Archduke of Arkansas. That was his name. You know, he just puts on an act, but he's not for it. Django really gets more in touch with the kind of the indigenous people of the land, and he starts to understand them a little bit more. And once again, he comes into contact with the mysterious masked man at the end. However, and this was the first time he actually finally got to hear somebody call him by name. One of the people actually says, "Oh my God, Idos Mios, you know who that was?" And Django's like, "No, who was that?" And he's like, "That was El Zorro. He's a legend in these parts, and he always fights for justice and things like that." And Django's like, "I may not know who that man is, but I've seen that horse before." So it's like, ooh, okay. I thought that was really interesting, but this was really good. It's still been a great series so far, and we're only 4 issues, and I think this is an 8-part mini or a 7-part. I'm not sure, but it's been good, very good. Next up, Dynamite. We have Turok, number 12. This is Greg Pak. Thank you, sir. Did a great job with this series. Paul Tobin did the artwork. This is the final issue of this series. Dynamite likes to do that. They do maybe 12 issues and then they put it on hold or so, or because maybe they only get a license for a certain amount of time, and so. But this was good. As you all know, since the first issue, with the Crusaders coming to Turok's home, Turok decided to do something that most tacticians would say, okay, not bad. He takes the fight to the Crusaders' homeland, which is England. Turok has been in England for some time, and kind of the legend of Robin Hood has kind of started because of him. Because of Turok, and it's here that he's able to defeat the army of Prince William. I think that was his name. Yeah, Prince William. And I love how Turok is able to defeat his army. Very more tactical, felt more like guerrilla tactics. You know, something that Crusaders are not used to. You know, not bad for a quote-unquote savage, right? I loved how they were able to defeat, and then the ending is really cool because as they have Prince William in their clutches, you'll be judged by a trial by Apple. That's what they said. And what was really funny is what happens to the opposition at the end. I was like, ooh, you know, shit, that ain't gonna go down real well. But this was good, very good indeed. I do recommend picking up Turok. It's only 12 issues. Probably still find them, or they do have them. They do have like, you know, novels, or you know, basically they. But other than that, Turok was good. And talk about good. Hermes Press, The Phantom, Number 2, Peter David. Oh. Clear. Okay. Yes, sorry about that. I must have passed out because Peter David, sir, you do us Phantom fans proud. This was great. The last issue we left off, Phantom has come face to face with a sort of wild man or jungle man himself, and this man seems to be able to go toe to toe with the Phantom. However, Phantom's wife, Diana Palmer, seems to know him, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But you can kind of see a little bit of animosity between them, because it's kind of like, almost like a sense of whose ego is bigger. The Singh Brotherhood is still causing trouble. As you all know, the Singh Brotherhood is the big opposition that the Phantom is known to be facing over time. The artwork just really suited the time, and at the end of the issue, it ends on a dun 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 moment, which Peter David is famous for. And it even and for all those who don't know a lot of these characters, in the back of the issue, it gives you a little bit of an origin of certain characters that you may not be familiar with in the Phantom universe. But to me, just great storytelling all around. Peter David, thank you, sir. Phantom, Peter David, Hermes Press. Okay, move on to IDW. G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes. Pains me to say this. Agent of Cobra. Why, Snake? I don't get it, Snake. You're not one of them. Why? I'm trying to I feel that Snake Eyes is just deep undercover. But in this issue alone, Snake Eyes is still on the trail of the former Cobra Commander's son. That's what he's looking for. Who is he looking for? He gets a little bit of help from some individuals. Not gonna spoil who that is. Unfortunately, his informant, is nearly killed by a certain group of ninja that Snake Eyes trained under. The Arashikage. This issue was more on the action side than the drama, and I mean, excuse me, and the dialogue, because I read this issue really fast. Like I went through it really quickly because there wasn't a lot of dialogue, especially because Snake Eyes, he's more of motion. You gotta things like that. But once I saw the Arashikages, and I knew who else is gonna be in this, and yes, it's none other than Storm Shadow, and I was like, yep, here we go. And you get to see him at the end. But this was good. Mike Costa still do a good job, but first of all, the cover is good, but this doesn't happen. Scarlet is not there, or Heavy Duty, but or Destro, he's not there either. But it really pains me, guys, to say that. Snake Eyes, Agent of Cobra, without feeling like I'm getting stabbed in the heart and somebody just pulled it out. You guys know me. Snake Eyes is my favorite Joe, one of my favorite Joes, and to see him working with Cobra, it's like a shot to the gut multiple times. Continue with IDW. God. TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 43. Eastman, Waltz, everybody on this. Holy Christ. Excuse me. This was excellent. I really don't want to spoil anything that happened in this issue. All I'm gonna say is, damn. There are some major fights going on in here. Major twist. Major, I guess you could say, a little bit of screw jobs in here as well. And then it's almost like the tides change in someone else's favor. I'm not going to spoil who that is, but all I will say is the fight between Krang and Shredder, damn. And that ending. It is not looking well for a certain turtle. That's all I'm going to say. Team Ninja Turtles, 43. Good job. And we're going to wrap this, my indie review, with Zenescope. Issue number 1 of The Little Mermaid. Number 1. This is 1 of 5. Meredith Finch does the writing on this. The artwork is done by Miguel Mendoca. Hope I pronounced your name right. This was very interesting. The tale of the Little Mermaid. I'll tell you what her name is. Her name is Erica. It's not Ariel or anything like that. And she is in this. She is a mermaid who ended up. Let's just say this. It feels like she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and all she tried to do was save somebody, and she gets captured. And seen storytelling like this before, people don't understand something that's not understanding. People don't understand, so what do? They run tests, and we start to see that this beautiful creature, there's more than meets the eye from her, and we see it face to face. I was like, okay, whoa, where'd that come from? And her mother is looking for her and everything like that. And then enter, I guess you can say, the Sea Witch. And if she wasn't that hot looking, like I said, Mendoca's artwork of the Sea Witch, you just like, damn, like, but don't let her looks fool you, because she loves pain and suffering to anybody, and she has information of where Erica is, but as always, make a deal with the devil. You gotta make a deal. But it was really good. This was a really good start to this mini. Meredith, Miss Finch, you do a good job with this. It makes me wonder how powerful Erica really is. How strong is she? She's pretty fast. We see she's really pretty fast, and you can see that she's actually strong too, but there's another side to her that literally came out, and I was like, okay, we don't get to see that. But other than that, Grimm Fairy Tales, The Little Mermaid, I've been waiting for this, and it did not disappoint me. I was very, very much into it. And it makes me wonder where it's going to go. Who are we going to see? Erica's father and things like that. Yeah, a lot of stuff. But this is good, very much. Alright, guys. So that is it for this review.
I will be back with the review for the DC books, and then I'm going to end it on Marvel. Once again, like I said, trying something new. But other than that, this is Mom Burning Kid. Peace, love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys, as always. I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ta. Adios. Ciao. I'm out. Take care, guys.